I have to make a confession. This nano gallery has way too many tanks without water, and today is about to change it. And the reason why, you might be asking, I haven't filled water in. Yes, I can do quick water changes straight through the reverse osmosis system, but I have a toddler and I have free-range bunnies, and if you have this tubing across the entire apartment, it's difficult. So we're going to change it. I'm going to build a dedicated water change station on this cart. It's gonna be on wheels. It's gonna be really cool. And before I ramble for too long, let's get started. Wow! Yay! For the base, I'm using a transport roller for boxes. For my clean and dirty water reservoirs, I have found these bins from IKEA to have a perfect size. I also like the way they have a lid for a clean look. To keep the bins on the transport roller, I'm using a standard size box from the hardware store. It just happens to be the right size to fit both of the IKEA bins perfectly inside. Okay guys, I think so far so good, and we have a pretty solid basis over here. But you know, I just want it to look a little bit nicer, you know, give it a little bit of a style upgrade. So I went ahead and I printed, you know, some stickers. If you check them out, clean water, reverse osmosis, and dirty water from your aquarium. And they're gonna go on the buckets in the front. Not only is this going to make the buckets look so much nicer, but also in addition, you know, you just never put the wrong stuff into the wrong bucket. So let's put the stickers on and check out the other hardware I have for this build. For the rest of the build, I will need submersible pumps, some clear filter tubing. For precision control on the refill, I will use a quick connector valve from Eheim and a spare Aquario NeoFlow. I will keep one of these clamps nearby, as they are super helpful to quickly fix the NeoFlow to the rim of the aquarium. I begin assembling the pump with a tubing nozzle. Make sure your pump has the right nozzle for the size of tubing you want to use. The tubing is simply pushed on one end over the nozzle of the pump, and on the other it is connected to the NeoFlow pipe. To keep the water tap quickly accessible, I decided to install it close to the NeoFlow. Okay guys, first bucket is done, but I'm absolutely not happy with the tubing because it's really stiff. I tried out at the tanks. I really don't like how it kind of bends and everything, and even here in the bucket, you know, the tubing is everywhere, and if I shorten it, it's not gonna do the situation any better. Here guys, I have a very special tubing. So this is super soft silicone tubing. It's actually super bendy, just, you know, you look at it. This one is a matte finish, so kind of feels really premium. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of this gray tubings for aquariums, but here for my water change station, I think this is gonna be just perfect. So let's swap out the stiff tubing for the flexible one and see if this improves the situation. And I think by now I can already feel, oh yeah, this is so much better. This is really flexible. So let's get rid of the transparent tubing. Goodbye, and say hello to the flexible tubing. Okay, this is a little bit loose. I'm gonna need a hose clamp here, but you get the idea. This goes into the bucket. Oh yeah, it sits already so much nicer. It's shorter and it's really flexible, so hangs in here nicely. The other thing that I just figured out, I have a problem with the lid. You see here, power cable in the back, tubing coming out here, tubing coming out there. So initially, I was a huge fan of these containers because of the lid, but now I'm realizing I have either to modify the lid with a lot of cutouts for everything, or I have to abandon the idea of having a lid to be able to close it. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna build the second container, the second pump, and you can let me know in the comments below whether I should go the extra mile and modify the lid or just get rid of it. To make sure I always plug in the right cable, I printed out small labels for both pumps. The situation with the lid made me think, and I came up with a clever solution that would only require a single cutout for the power cable. This said, I drilled holes in the lid and carved out some additional material for the power cord. Okay guys, the cart is done. Check it out. Beautiful from the front, the lids are closing, the cable's going out super nicely, and look at that. You open the lid, you have the tubing here attached with a little bit of a cable tie. Same on this side for the clean water. Everything stored inside, super well organized, loving it. However, there's one component missing before I can start, doing water changes here. So this is the MyAqua Multifilter 4000. What is that thing? This is a 4000 milliliter resin filter that I'm going to kind of attach to the side of this water station, so that the water from the RO goes through this multifilter and then into the clean bucket. Why do I want to do this? Because I have a lot of silicates in my tap water, and RO systems are simply not built to remove, a lot of silicates. There are still some silicates remaining. I can measure a TDS around 10, and I really want it to get down to 0. So this is what this thing is for. So let's get it attached. The Arca Multifilter 4000 has a cartridge inside that can be filled with different materials. To achieve the purest RO quality, I'm filling it with the Arca Resin Pure. Make sure to fill the cartridge inside the bucket, so in case you spill over some resin, it all stays in one place. After stuffing all the resin inside the cartridge, I sealed it with a fine sponge and screwed the lid back on. To keep the multifilter attached to the water bin, I had to modify the lid system and use a plastic bag to protect the metal part from moisture. So now that the Arca multifilter is attached, we can actually fill in the water and try it out. Let's go. As this is going to be my new primary water refill system, I decided to attach the inline TDS meter, as it will allow me to keep an eye on the resin quality. Now with the build complete, it is finally time to use it for the first time. Guys, I'm super happy how the water change station has turned out, and if you want to see which RO system I'm currently using, watch this video next.